to A Shot of Rock. I'm your host, Alex, and I am here with Blue Felix. You guys want to introduce yourselves and what you do in the band?
I am Reverend John Wheeler. I play bass, scream. I make the music videos and most of the t-shirts.
I'm Exhale. I play guitar.
Okay. You said...
Lots of other things.
Well...
Important things.
We'll leave it
things we need. Okay, fine.
He just wanted to make himself feel more
I do a lot of other stuff that's obnoxious.
I'm not very important. I just wanted to get him going more, but it didn't work. So I fucked that right up.
But you do the music... You said you make the music videos.
So far, I made the most recent one since I joined. The In the Mirror video. We built a green screen out of garbage, the way we kind of built all of our career and equipment and everything. And kind of made it work, and then I was like, we had to figure out a way for me to do it, but also be in it. So just setting up a camera in front of a green screen and then putting all kinds of like butthole surfers, white zombie shit behind it to make it, interesting. Yeah, that's all. It's like he blows glass on the side and shit, and I'm a video guy. That's my day thing. So we use our talents in the band. We try to.
We were kind of technical Neanderthals until we hired him too, which is remarkable. I think like how far we made it without being able to like use computers or like type our names on a keyboard.
I mean, I was impressed as hell by that. I was like, this has gotten so far without, like, when I joined, without even, what if we put you on the internet? What's that?
So now that we have somebody that's tech savvy, it's like a whole new world.
So you weren't even on the internet before?
No, we were, but we were pretty rudimentary about it. Nobody really was, nobody had like a home recording setup. Like all of us were just still kind of in the dark ages, aside from being able to like check our Facebook page.
Well, for as interesting as this band is, like visually and conceptually, and like the whole, it's like there's kind of a, it's like a bad word, I guess, but the Blue Felix brand was going way underutilized.
Yeah.
Like if you know all about it if you came to a show or like talked to someone or got a hold of a record, but there was no way for everyone else in the world to be like, hey, maybe I really like this thing, and you wouldn't know. We've kind of fixed that now, where you can go see what Blue Felix is all about, before you come to the show, decide if you hate it or not.
That's fabulous. And you make the shirts as well, so you do the...
Yeah, the graphic.
You do the graphic.
Yeah, just whatever else. I'm just the resident nerdy guy that found.
Okay, so I hear you're working on new material. How are you going about doing that?
It's actually been a lot more streamlined now. We used to be very old school and methodical about it, where we would get together and we would all write as a group and just literally record it to iPhones or something stupid. And now we've got it a lot more organized of being able to do demos at his place and just get ideas down in a more concise fashion, and that's sped things up a great deal. We went our last two records. We did 2 records in 7 years, so it's like that's, unless you're a known band that people like really care about, that's really shooting yourself in the foot. So that, I think that's been a lot better this time around, and it's I don't know. John's pretty good too with song arrangements and things like that too, which is another huge aspect in terms of not needing to dump so much money into producers.
Well, that's the best part. Like trying and failing every once in a while is not free, rather than like incredibly expensive. So like a lot of he'll just record like a whole bunch of guitar riffs and stuff, and sometimes he'll take those and be like, let's just take this, copy and paste it, program some drums under it, and then we know what it might sound like, and then present it to everybody. Then we try jamming it out, and we're like, it's kind of awkward, and change it a little bit, but then we'll get something a little bit more done. Then we'll have Toxic come over to my place, and we'll get drunk, and he'll do vocals over something. We can sit there and listen to that, and you're like, this part right here is bugging me. So then by the time we actually go into a studio where we're paying good money to have it recorded way better than I can, it's like it's already all figured out. It's just like, all right, let's just drag things go instead of kind of dicking around. And those hours in the studio rack up on the old fucking bill pretty fast. So you want to be like as ready as you can ahead of time.
Yeah.
You just go in there.
What kind of equipment do you use when you record in home?
So me, it's very, very bare bones. It's like I got a MacBook Pro in the center of everything. I have an M-Audio Profiler multi-in and out thing that's got its own preamps that aren't like the greatest in the world, but they're pretty good into it. A couple different mics, an SM7B, which is like the classic like Michael Jackson and Corey Taylor. They're like cheap, but they're really nice. I also have a M-Audio just some speakers and headphones and like a power amp, and I was more of a synthesizer guy than a bass guy when I joined, so I have piles of that in case we ever need it. But yeah, it's just pretty much anything that gets the sound into the inside of the computer, and I use Logic Pro instead of Pro Tools, and they're kind of the like
I like
Poker
Pro
Pepsi.
Tools.
Pro Tools is really great. Like, and I know it is more the industry standard. But like other friends of mine that I work with on different stuff, they're kind of like, it's cool when you also have Pro Tools because you can just send the session and open it right up. And if I do it in Logic, I gotta bounce all the audio files out and have to like re-plug them in. But me, like, Logic works more like some of the older programs I used when I first started out, so it feels comfier. But Pro Tools is also like, it's Coke and Pepsi, you know, pretty much.
Good to know. Okay, so we're gonna jump into some lightning round questions since we don't have a lot of time and you have like 800 interviews today. So I'll ask you some random questions. Just give me the first answer that pops in your head.
Okay.
Okay. First album you ever purchased?
Ooh, fuck. I think, yeah, it was on cassette tape. I'm old. And it was the Beavis and Butthead Experience because it had like White Zombie and Primus and a bunch of other things when I was 10 or whatever that I knew that I liked on it. And then I think the first CD I ever owned might have been Pretty Hate Machine from Nine Inch Nails that I found in a bunch of.
For me, I was probably 6 years old and went to a record store that did vinyl, and I bought Hysteria by Def Leppard and opened up and Say Ah by Poison. That was probably the first two records that I ever really put money into, and then that quickly morphed into Megadeth and Slayer and thrash metal, and here we are.
That's fabulous. What is the first song you learned to play or sing?
Ooh, I think I never learned how to sing, so that's kind of N/A, like doesn't. But I think the first thing I learned how to play was on a regular guitar, and it was the Beautiful People, because it just that I could actually did the actual right way. It's not hard.
I think for me, I used to listen to a ton of Green Day too when I was, a young punk rock kid. So there's probably some of that too. Just I don't know, something off Dookie or Punk or some big fat power chords.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you have a pre-show ritual, and what is it?
It is putting all of our makeup on, making fun of each other, saying really gross things about poop and stuff, and then for some reason or another we used to be sponsored by Jägermeister, now it's Cold Cock Whiskey. Cold Cock Whiskey, take the punch. Or what is it, take a punch, or is it punch yourself in the face?
I'm gonna pop in the logo.
Punch this girl in the back of the head. I mean, she's into that, so it's not me. Anyway, so like, fucking, no, we take shots of Jäg, like 3, 4, 5 of those a piece. We yell and scream, and then we put on dresses, tuck our dicks, and put on a show for all the boys. That's what we do.
That's about it. Yeah, there's actually only most of it is illegal.
Yeah, I mean, say a quick prayer to
For another 5 years, that's my guess.
Yeah.
That it won't be illegal for
hopefully
5
anything.
years.
Yeah.
God, that'd be great.
Right?
Yeah, well, we're
I mean,
Michigan.
Mom watches these.
It'll be legal for her too, so.
Yeah, you guys are already good to go in Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm actually from Iowa. We're kind of fucked on that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, try Minnesota. They hedge their bet so hard. They're like, Minnesota is the most liberal, but not state. Or just like, we're gonna legalize marijuana oil in hospitals only if you definitely both have cancer and AIDS, and only on Sundays. And I like it. Every rule that comes out is so whittled down by the teetotaling opposition that we like we get these shitty little versions of whatever. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's like, well, it's too much. What do I want to say? Compromise on the side of things that I don't agree with. So it'll be like, oh, fireworks are legal, but only the little ones at spray sparks. You can't get the ones that blow your hands off. You still got to go to Wisconsin for that. Everything's all kind of half-assed there with that shit.
That's fabulous. Okay. What is your number one vice?
It's somewhere between pussy and cocaine. I'm not really sure. I've never gotten the party bumps or anything like that, and I don't do very much cocaine, but both of those are things things you're not supposed to do a lot of, I guess. So. Well, your mom is watching this, right? So never mind. You know that my problem is that I care too much.
Yes,
That's
there you
my
go.
number one vice.
Yeah. For me, it's probably just some good old-fashioned high-quality marijuana.
It is so good. I don't care anymore. It's so fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't like smoking weed, especially with this guy. You just said number one vice. So.
True.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's hardly a vice. It's a thing that helps you get your work done in life.
that's probably true. I don't know.
It's like coffee.
It feels like it becomes more of a vice when it makes pipes for 12 years.
Yeah,
It's just like becomes a
when your vice starts paying your bills and you enjoy your job, what a terrible vice you have.
It is.
So bad.
You're not a controlled drug addict maniac.
It's rough waking up and going to work.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What is your pet peeve? Like your worst pet peeve? Something that drives you fucking insane.
I am a contentious a-hole, so there's a lot to choose from here. But lately, it's when people say you never know, because that's fucking stupid. Because usually, yeah, you do. Like if I'm like, God, I can't think of a good example right now, but it's like terrorists could just come and like steal my car. I'm like, that's realistically like just not gonna happen because of all these, the terrorists don't want to steal your car. What have they been doing in Minnesota? Like, this doesn't make, well, you never know. Like, yes, I actually do. That's not gonna happen. Shut up. Just go to work at Walmart and just mind your own fucking business. Like, don't tell me you never know. You don't never know because you are a fucking idiot. I know how things work, so I always know. Not to be a know-it-all, but just like, well, you never know. Yeah. That's such a brush-offy, dumbass guy thing to say. Like, I can't. Yeah, okay, that is my number one. Look how mad I just got. That is my number one pet peeve.
Fabulous. I love that so much.
Oh, man.
I love it so much.
I would probably second John, and I would say that if mine's a little bit different version of that, it's this constant, incessant notion that old people give that age brings wisdom, and I feel like that's a complete.
Not automatically, no. Not automatically, it does not.
Well, the thing of it is, age doesn't necessarily bring wisdom, but
Can.
experience brings wisdom. That's what it boils down to. And, and when we get into some of like those conversations like he was just talking about, you get people that almost on the opposite end of the spectrum that think that they know fucking everything, and it's like, well, you've never even left your home state, and here you've got guys that have traveled everywhere, and I've probably experienced a lot more on the road than a lot of people that are twice my age that will still tell me that they think they know everything. And
Yeah, if you get old and you've been doing shit that whole time, then age fully brings wisdom. If you got old just kind of like working retail and yelling at people to get off your lawn, like that's not a ton of wisdom really automatically comes with that. Not as much as you want, anyway.
Your pet peeves are so in depth. Mine's like, I despise it when people use the word like a lot, which I just did, which made me think about it. And I hate it when people chew with their mouth open. You were born in a barn. There's cows that can chew with their mouth shut better than you. There's one kid in my class who sat next to me and chomped his gum, and I almost stabbed
Just
him in
the full
face.
Lars Ulrich, like, well,
Yep.
I don't know.
The entire class was like, oh, you going down.
you know what that reminded me of right now is that fucking Mike Patton interview where he's just eating a triple cheeseburger.
Just talking
There's
about a mouthful of
just
burger.
lettuce and like burger and tomato falling out of his mouth, and he's just sitting there answering the question.
I'd be like, how about we do this later?
It's a good thing you didn't lead with that, because then I definitely would have gone and just like gotten a big bowl of Swedish meatballs, just eating them fully with my hands. Like, well, I'm touring.
This interview would have been done in 5 minutes.
where are you going?
That long.
Oh, why didn't you do that? We could have been out of here.
Because I didn't know that was a pet peeve.
Like,
Never
I
show
said,
weakness in front of a fucking antagonistic thing.
Yeah.
You just
Okay.
can't.
We'll go with the final question here.
Oh boy.
What is your favorite part about playing music?
Oh, remember that thing where I set up my vices? Where no, honestly, like doing it, like, and again, I don't mean like girls. I mean like actually like the time leading up to being there, riding in the car, or the truck or the bus or whatever the hell, like there's always humid and everybody smells like balls, and afterwards it's like, okay, I drank so much and now I'm dehydrated and I have a headache. Like everything's surrounding, I mean this is fun, don't get me wrong, but like everything surrounding it's kind of like, yeah, it's fun to go new places and sleep in brand new Walmart parking lots all over the country and all that, but actually just being up there and doing it is like cliche and Carlos Santana, the power of music and vibrations in the universe and hippie, but it's actually really true. Just like I'm not even a real bass player. Just being up there wearing all the makeup, like kicking shit over, and there's lasers and fog. Like that's it. That's why I like it. I would have fucking done something way more lucrative and insane long ago if I could give that up. You know what? I changed my answer. My number one fucking vice is doing this because it's ruined my life completely. And you don't have a girlfriend. All your money goes away. You don't have anywhere to live. It's like the worst drug addict situation possible. And you have to. You just do it. You just have to go play music. And it's the only thing that makes you feel sane. That's why I do it. Beat that.
No, yeah, I agree. It's something. You know, once you get outside of being a local band and you start touring and getting into a bus and having road crew and all of those things, it becomes so much bigger than you or than one person. You know, and I think for me, it's part of it's what John said, you know, being on stage, and part of it for me is the fans, just the response too of, you know, seeing it every other day. Somebody gets a new Blue Felix tattoo, and you know, things like that, and the traveling is fun, all of those things, but in the end, it is something that you're either born with it and it's in your blood or you're not, because we're at the level we're at right now. I feel like we're not doing too bad as a band, but pretty much everybody in this band at one point or another has completely hit rock bottom in their personal life in order to just
I've just been hanging out
maintain.
there.
Yeah, oh yeah, literally, yeah. But so I think that's a lot of it, is that you have to be willing to just accept the idea that I'm going to live in a disgusting, sweaty, smelly little shoebox with 10 other guys for weeks on end and piss and fart all over each other.
Yeah. And not that that's not fun and everything, but yeah, actually playing the music.
No, actually, that's
watching people get excited.
That's my favorite part about it, is pissing and farting
all the poop that's all over everything constantly. Yeah, no, that is also cool.
Yeah. We were discussing last night because some girl was talking about putting a drumstick in somebody's butt or something like that, and I was literally like, you know, there's actually more times than I could ever want to like think about or count that I've seen a drumstick go in somebody's butt.
It's mostly been in a singer's party.
And most of the time it's a dude.
Cox will put just anything in his butt and then throw it at somebody. Like it's like a fucking zoo in there full of bonobo apes. Like it's terrible.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point to end on.
I think
right
so.
There.
Yeah.
Okay. Things going in people's butts. Okay.
Yep.
We'll eventually make a DVD that'll
third
just
vice.
absolutely terrify all of you. So.
That's amazing. Okay, that's it for Shot of Rock. I'm your host, Alex. This has been my interview with Blue Felix, and we'll see you at the Rock Show.
Will.